All right, Paul. I like these stories. I shared a few story about there was a 100-year-old overdue library book. Apparently, this is in Denver. Woman was looking for books that she was going to donate to charity. She came across a copy of Shakespeare's Henry the Fifth, I believe, and she was like, "Whoa, what a book! Probably worth some money too." But then when she opened up the book, it was from the local library. Last checkout was February 1st, 1923. So the
Oof.
book was out for over 100 years. And we've seen these books and uh, looking to see what happened. The
Sure, it
library,
wasn't just it wasn't acquired through like a book sale the library did, and it.
it could have been, but back then, they wrote in like the checkout times, and the last one was from 1923. So
Yeah, what is
they were,
Shakespeare though? I mean, are people really taking Shakespeare out on the daily?
yeah, I don't know. Well, the library waived the late fee penalty, so thank goodness. Um, Man, they said the library
I
charges.
bet you there was no waiting list for it.
Yes. Well, and now the library is charging 10 cents a day for a fine. So, it probably wasn't 10 cents back then, but man, how big was the fine? But, Paul, I don't mean to be mean. I like books, I like libraries, but I think the libraries need to rethink what they're doing. And they're starting to do this now. I get that. But I think we need to speed up the process. I love books, but Paul, people aren't going to libraries for books anymore, sadly. That is true.
Some
Um,
people are.
yeah, they are, but I mean, I think overall, are they? So here's what I'm thinking. I found something that overwhelmed me. I thought this was really cool. For my new job, they gave me a couple books for me to take a look at. And it's hard for me to buy books. And if I get them from a library, I usually forget to ever bring them back. And I either get library fines or down where I live in Columbus, there's a lot of libraries that don't find anymore, but they start bugging you about it. And they email you every day. It gets a little rough. There's a Libby program. I'm not sure if you guys
Yep.
have that up where you live, but
Yeah.
you can download books on your phone. And the great thing about it is you can download 20 at a time. You get for 3 weeks. After it's done, it's done. They send you a note saying, "Hey, not on your phone now. You can renew it." And again, it's tough for people who like to read and everything, but I've got an idea. Why don't we take our current libraries and make them more into internet centers or centers where people can use the internet? Because right now we have a problem with the internet. Like the internet's not really getting as many homes as we hoped. And I've worked for government programs that try to give money to local internet companies to say, why don't you run more lines to different places and everything? And that never works because companies aren't willing to do it. So what I'm saying is turn your libraries into more internet centers to give people access to internet that don't normally have the internet. For the books, have some books around if people want to borrow them, but sell off a lot of your books and have an ongoing book sale, not just for the library to sell its books, but like I know you like to read a lot. Say you wanted to give some books back. It could be kind of like an ongoing trading center. So if you're a book lover,
But
you can still go to the library, but instead of taking out a book that you may forget to send back, so there's not a story 100 years from now about you forgetting to do a book. It could be kind of like a community center where you're trading books back and forth. Maybe you can buy them for 50 cents a piece or something. And I think this could be
you're
something
kind of
that,
describing current libraries.
yeah, but they're not doing that. Yeah, you're right. I am kind of describing the libraries, but like I think to the library in my area, there's still a ton of books. There is some places for people to work at, but I know there's times where my internet's not working in my house, and I go up there, it's always filled. I mean, there's days where I literally can't sit down anywhere. because there's still a ton of books around. So you're right. Libraries are moving in this direction. I'm kind of describing the libraries, but I'm saying let's revamp them even more. Take out your current books, but have them more as a book sale instead of like borrowing this book. Because like right now, the idea of borrowing a book and paying fines, like thank God that lady was willing to pay her fine. But if she didn't want to pay the fine, what's the library going to do? You know what I mean? Like
I,
the library waives that fine, but say the library's being stuck and saying, "Oh, someone had for 100 years, somebody's got to pay." What's the woman going to do? Okay, I guess I have to pay it. The woman's going to be like, "Tough, I ain't paying it," you know.
I
And
mean, the
they're not going to arrest you if you don't pay your library fine. I mean, I
the fine. Let me just. The fine should never exceed the cost of the item. So
okay,
if you take out a John Grisham novel and it sells for $24.99, whatever, once your fines hit $24.99, just be like that's your book now. Um,
but
I mean,
I guess
you still got to pay that money, but it's your book. You just got to. But I think what I hesitate with is even making it a sale for 50 cents. And I think I'm more alert to this because there's uh, seeing people on a daily basis who, if you give them a $20 gift card to a grocery store, it's like they won the lottery. Um, People should have access to read for free. I don't know if that means you now make it you know, books just don't leave the library. You can come and hang out here and read, um, but you can't take them out of the library. I don't know, but or when in terms of the computers, don't have it where someone's coming on to play Minecraft for 3 hours.
right.
Be like you've got to like use it for a real something real, not just to sit there and play a computer game all day.
Well, protect certain programs or something. I don't know. And using your logic, like I was saying, maybe you have that ongoing book sale, but to your point, yeah, you don't want to charge for the ability to read or whatever. But maybe just say, hey, you can either buy that John Grisham book, or hey, here's a spot where you can sit and read it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have the money or don't want to buy it, yeah, sit here and read it. Like I'm thinking it could be
Which
like
is currently true at the. You can just sit in the library and
I guess what I'm saying is I want to take out the borrowing books that the library may never see again, or B, this whole crap of, oh, if you don't turn back in time, we're going to charge you 10 cents a day. So yeah, I am describing what the library does, but I just want to take out the fines. I mean, these are fun stories to read and talk about, but I don't know, man. Well, like my wife used to never take library stuff back, and she ticked me off because she would like have stuff back late, and she's like, "Oh, I had to pay $30 in library fines." Oh, she was horrible, and I'm like, "You are single-handedly paying their budget." So I know the library fines stink. I understand why they have to have fines. I'm just saying, how do we make this work better? And when I worked in journalism,
maybe. And here's a left field thought.
okay,
Maybe the problem's not on the library's end.
it's on me,
Maybe
right?
the problem's in the on the Pew end of
Yes, that's
put
true. That's
a
true.
post-it note on something like, "Hey, Saturday, run these back to the library before we get fined."
I know. Well, this is good. All right, you win. Well, let me at least say, are you team Paul, who actually abides by the rules of the library, or are you team me, who, yeah, I am busy, but I'm probably not too busy to stop stuff off the library. I think we're too busy for stuff that we don't want to do. Maybe that's a better way of explaining it. I mean, we're all busy with stuff, but stuff that we don't want to do, we tend to be really busy for. So maybe that's my thing. Like,
Like
I don't
returning
want to.
somebody else's property when they let you borrow it.
Right, right. I'm a horrible person. Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, we're going to sneak a segment on because The election's coming up soon. We got to talk about that. So please listen in. We may get a little passionate. So for Paul, this is Chris. Have a great day, everybody.